Gilby, a 27-year-old carpenter, was known for his easygoing attitude and love for crafting beautiful furniture. He had built a modest life in the small town of Willow Creek, where everyone knew him as the guy who could turn scraps of wood into works of art. But beneath his friendly demeanor was a man struggling with regrets. 3 years ago, Gilby had walked away from his first love, Clara. They had been inseparable since high school, but Gilby's fear of commitment had driven a wedge between them. Clara had dreams of moving to the city, while Gilby felt tied to the simplicity of his hometown. He let her go, convincing himself it was for the best. Time passed and Gilby tried to move on, pouring himself into his work. He built tables, chairs, and even entire kitchens for the townspeople, but no amount of sawdust or craftsmanship could fill the void Clara had left. One day, while working in his workshop, a familiar voice called out to him. "Gilby, is that you?" He turned to see Clara standing at the door, holding a piece of wood that had broken off her grandmother's antique chair. She had returned to Willow Creek to take care of her grandmother, and the chair was one of the few pieces of furniture with sentimental value. Gilby's heart raced. Clara looked different, more confident, more worldly, but her warm smile was the same. "I heard you're still the best carpenter in town," she said, holding out the broken piece of wood. As Gilby worked on restoring the chair, they talked about the years they had spent apart. Clara spoke of her time in the city, chasing dreams that didn't quite pan out the way she hoped. Gilby listened intently, sharing his own struggles and the lessons he had learned. Over the next few weeks, Clara visited often to check on the chair. Their conversations grew deeper and old feelings resurfaced. Gilby realized he had been holding himself back, not just from Clara but from the life he truly wanted. One evening, after completing the chair, Gilby invited Clara to his workshop. He presented the restored piece, its cracks filled with golden resin, a technique he had recently learned called kintsugi, the Japanese art of mending broken things with gold. "This chair reminds me of us," he said, his voice steady but his heart pounding. "It's not perfect, but the cracks make it stronger and more beautiful. Just like we could be, if you'll give me another chance." Clara looked at the chair, then at Gilby. Tears filled her eyes as she nodded. From that day forward, Gilby didn't just craft furniture. He built a life with Clara, piece by piece, stronger and more beautiful than ever before.